Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another video on my channel. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for the incredible amount of support I have received on my channel and all of my new subscribers. Welcome to the fam. It just means so much to me and I'm honestly blown away by just how much love I've received over the last few weeks and how much our family has grown. So yeah, I'm just like so grateful and I'm so excited and I'm so glad to have you all here for the journey. With that being said, today's video is going to be a Adventure of the Seas ship tour because I did one of these back on my previous contract on board Allure of the Seas and you guys seem to really enjoy that. And obviously this is a different class ship and a different size ship and the layout's a bit differently, so I thought it would be fun to kind of give you a virtual tour of the ship, show you around and kind of just explain what this vessel has to offer. As of right now, there are no guests on board, so this is a completely empty ship tour. There's only crew members on board at the moment. We will shortly have guests join us and I'm so excited to officially resume cruising. But yeah, with all that being said, let's get on into it. If you want to, keep up with me on a daily basis, make sure to check out my socials. I'm definitely most active on Instagram. And let's get on into the tour. Starting off strong on deck 12, all the way at the front of the ship, you can find the Vitality Spa and Fitness Center. So you can come here to get your nails done, your hair done, and there is also a full spa. And there is, of course, a fitness center that you can use. Deck 11 and 12 also is where you can find the pool deck, where I would definitely spend most of my time if I was a guest. There is, of course, the jogging track, and there is 2 pools and some amazing views, guys. You can also find the pool bars. There is one on 11 and 12, and I would love it up here. It's stunning, and usually there are lounge chairs all throughout the pool deck, but because there are no guests on board right now, that is not currently out. You can also find the solarium on deck 11 forward, so there is another pool and a bunch of jacuzzis there. Moving on to the sports deck, that is again both deck 11 and 12. There is a flow rider all the way at the aft of the ship. If you're unfamiliar with the flow rider, what it is, it's basically a surfing simulator and it is so much fun. Definitely give it a try if you're ever on board. And the sports staff is actually so good at it. I don't know how they make it look so easy, but it's a lot of fun and give it a try. There are also 2 water slides on board the Adventure of the Seas. I think this is so cool. It's so crazy that there are water slides on a moving cruise ship, but the guests can enjoy that as well. And moving on over a little bit further is the basketball court. So you can, of course, play a game of basketball, and you can also find the rock climb wall nearby this as well. Just next to the basketball court is also a mini golf course, and there are also some ping pong tables that you can enjoy if that's something you're into. I'm not very good at either, but I do enjoy both. So clearly you will be very occupied if you're on the sports deck. And just beyond that is Johnny Rockets, one of my faves. So you can enjoy a nice milkshake or a good burger, whatever your heart desires. And moving on now inside, just next to Johnny Rockets, you can find the arcade. This is honestly a dream. There's skee-ball, and skee-ball is like one of my favorite games. I wish that I could play in this arcade because I would just be in here for hours. It's so fun, and it's a really great option for teens, kids, or whoever really wants to enjoy. Next to that, you can also find Adventure Ocean, which is where you can drop off your kid if you want to enjoy some adult time. There is, of course, our wonderful youth staff who takes amazing care of the kids and keeps them entertained. So this is just a little look inside of the room. Of course, you can also find Windjammer on deck 11, as well as Giovanni's Table, another great specialty restaurant. If you like Italian food, definitely check out Giovanni's Table. Now moving on to deck 7, this is where you can find the library. So it does loop around both deck 7 and deck 8, as you can see right here. There is a high ceiling, which is very nice. And currently there are no books because of COVID protocols, but that may change as time goes on. Who knows? This is also located by the midship guest elevators. Moving now down a floor to deck 6, this is where you can find Next Cruise. So there will be people here to help you book your future cruises. And it also has this wonderful view of the promenade. So that brings us now to deck 5, which is where the Royal Promenade is. I am always so impressed with the promenade, and I find myself walking through here every single day just to, you know, enjoy and look at everything, because there is so much to see on the promenade. And this is where you can also find Azumi, which is by far my favorite specialty restaurant. It is sushi and it is delicious. There is also Cafe Promenade, where you can get pizza, you can get coffee, you can get ice cream, and yeah, I visit this quite frequently for coffee. And of course, at the beginning of the promenade is the champagne bar. Once you have walked on through the promenade, all the way at the front of the ship on deck 5 is where you can find the Imperial Lounge. So this is where there is a lot of game shows and other activities. It is very nice inside, and there is tons of seating. And now I've gone down one floor to deck 4. This is where the muster stations are located, but I like to come here sometimes just for some fresh air, and you get a really beautiful view of the water. Now that we have come back inside, deck 4 is where you can find Chops Grill, as well as the Schooner Bar, another bar, one of the many that this vessel has to offer. You can also find Casino Royale, which is, of course, the casino on board. I am so impressed with the casino. Usually I am not allowed to walk through here when we have guests on board, but since no guests were on board at the moment, for filming purposes, I took a walkthrough, and wow, it's impressive. Also on deck 4, you can find Boleros. This is, again, another bar with more seating, and there is also live music. There is a band that plays here, so there are many options for places to enjoy around the ship. Deck 3, Deck 4, and Deck 5 is the dining room. This is all the way at the aft of the ship. The dining room is honestly breathtaking to me. The chandelier is unbelievable, and the gold pillars are just so stunning. I think it's so beautiful, and definitely one of my favorite places, I think, on board. Now moving down to Studio B, my home on deck 3. This is where I spend majority of my time thus far. We've been having tons of rehearsals in here, and this is where we perform our ice show, since I am in the ice cast. I love this venue. There are 2 bars also inside Studio B, and lots of seating for the guests to enjoy before watching the show and during watching the show. The theme of this Studio B is like celestial, so that is kind of how Studio B is decorated. Also on deck 3, you can find the Lyric Theater, which is where all the production shows take place. It is a beautiful theater, and there are tons of seating. As you can see on some of the seats, they already say reserved, basically for social distancing rules. On deck 3 is also the art gallery, so this is pretty much right next to Studio B, and on the opposite side is the Focus Photo Gallery. And finally, on deck 2, forward of the ship, you can find the conference center. There are a few different rooms. That just about wraps up this ship tour. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I know some of you have already been on the Adventure of the Seas or are planning to cruise in the near future, which is quite exciting. But I hope you enjoyed and it kind of gave you either a sense of nostalgia or, you know, gave you an idea of what the ship looks like. It is a lot smaller than Allure. This is a Voyager class ship, but it is still quite massive, and I did find myself getting lost the first few days. So stay tuned for more ship content, ship vlogs, and much more to come. I love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you again so much for being here and clicking on today's video, and I will just see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.